What up, what up, what up, everybody? It is Friday morning here in Baton Rouge. We are here in Cards and Culture with a little bit different look here for Bets and Breaks. But this is going to be the way that we are going to do this going forward. And Bets and Breaks is going to be the show for calculated risk takers, all things gambling, sports cards, and collectibles, brought to you by SeatGeek. If you guys are unfamiliar with SeatGeek and you like going to sporting events, you guys can download the app. And for your first purchase, if you use code Renato, you'll get $20 off. So if you guys are LSU fans, you guys are in Baton Rouge, you're going to Pelicans games, Saints games, whatever it is, SeatGeek's a great app. And so you guys can use my code and you can save $20 on your first purchase. And make sure you guys go check that out. But this show now is going to take a little different shape. If you guys have been here for a little while, if you guys have subscribed, first and foremost, thank you guys. But I used to have Abby Alonso on our show. Abby's going to take some time and really focus on Valley Vision, which is her LSU sports show. You guys can find that in our culture media library. Make sure you guys go check that out. She's doing some really cool stuff, blending LSU sports culture with, Louisiana culture, and obviously LSU sports, because it's one of the most exciting things around college sports right now and in sports in general, and really just sports culture. So she's going to be focusing on that. And this show is going to take a little bit of a different angle. You guys know I love collectibles. I have the collectible shop. I'm passionate about sports gambling, and I think that collectibles and sports gambling go a little bit hand in hand. So this show is going to focus a little bit more on the hobby news, the hobby collectibles, and that kind of stuff, sports cards, and we're going to mix in sports gambling. So Joe and I, Joe Mitchell is my producer. He's here with me on the show. He runs his own show, which is a college football show called the 10-Second Runoff. Make sure you guys go check that out. That's all in, also in Culture Media's library. But it's really just going to be him and I, shooting the shit a little bit, talking sports, talking gambling, talking collectibles. And basically what I'm going to do is go through different segments of the show, and I'm going to introduce different things where, I either break down different products and tell you guys what's in it, when the releases are, what to look for, what rookies to look for, what parallels and inserts are in there, what the market's saying about it, that kind of stuff. And there's going to be like different headlines and segments to this show that'll have a little bit more structure. It'll be 15 to 30 minutes, that kind of stuff. But I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to be something that grows over time. And, as we go to different locations and go around Baton Rouge and do these activations, I think this show will be a lot of fun to build this community around gamblers, collectors, anybody that's really a sports enthusiast. So thank you guys again for being here, and we'll jump right into it. So normally we're going to start off with the hobby headlines. So what that's going to be is really just going to be current events around the hobby and collectibles, breaking news, anything like that around Panini, Topps, Leaf, Onyx, all the big players in the game. If any new product comes out or if any product is pushed back, that's a big thing. Or if there's any big hits around the hobby or any interesting news, really, we're going to keep you guys up to date on that. We're going to give you guys information about, card shows and conventions centered around collectibles and our industry in general. And then we're going to really just break down new releases like this Bowman Sterling right here. This is a cool product. It just came out yesterday. It's more on the higher end of hobby product for baseball. It's made by Topps, which is owned by Fanatics, if you guys aren't familiar. So Topps and Fanatics are doing a really good job innovating in the space. And so this product came out yesterday. It's got 5 mini boxes in it with 5 cards. And you're going to get 2 autographs per mini box. So you're actually going to get a lot of autographs in this box. That's why it's about $500. Markets anywhere from $430 to $500-ish. We sell the box for $450 total here, but each individual box, if you only want one, is $100 in the shop too. And it's, again, a really cool product. We ripped one yesterday. You guys can go check that out on our TikTok. We got a few good hits and one cool auto from a Mariners prospect. There are a lot of prospect autos in here, which is really cool, but they also blend the Major League rookies, inserts and stuff like that. They have Mike Trout, all that kind of stuff. And one of our regulars came in yesterday, and this dude just on a hot streak, huh?
Yeah. He's pulling bangers consistently in here.
And it's crazy because these things are on our shelf. And we talk about gambling and how these boxes are almost like scratch-offs, right? It's like hitting the lottery. If you get a good hit, you spend a little bit more, you try to get those big hits. And that's what this dude did. We talked about the Paulo Banchero, one of one gold vinyl that he pulled out of Contenders Optics. And that thing he got yesterday was so sexy.
What were the names on it? It was Adley Rutschman and who else?
So I'm actually looking at Cardboard Connection right now. CardboardConnection.com is a great place to go check out products. So they basically break down the whole product when it comes out, all that stuff, every checklist. Every player that's on the checklist, all the inserts, all that stuff. And the card that they're literally advertising on the page is what Joe pulled yesterday. And so it's Gunnar Henderson, Jackson Holliday, and Adley Rushman. Gunnar Henderson's going to be the AL Rookie of the Year this year. Jackson Holliday was a #1 overall pick last year who made it up to AAA at 20 years old, one of the best prospects in baseball, and the son of Matt Holliday, so that's super cool. He's right in the middle. And then you got Adley Rushman, who is supposedly the next Buster Posey. He didn't win Rookie of the Year, but, I mean, if you watch him play at all, he's the center of that team. He's one of the faces of baseball. He's going to be the face of baseball. So, I mean, this card was a black lava out of 10, too. It was unbelievable.
Adley Rushman goes crazy in my Diamond Dynasty too. So
nice. There you go. Okay, Joe, I see you. Adley's the dude. I'm telling you. And I think the Orioles are here. You know, they made it to the playoffs this year. They won the AL East. They're about to do some really big things. So good for that dude. He's been pulling some heat in the shop. But that's where, you know, it's a gamble. We say, you know, he came in, he paid $450 for this box, but he walked out with a $5,000 plus card, you know. So that's where the lottery hits, and that's where the gamble pays off. And that's super fun for us. And we're trying to create a great experience for everybody in the shop. So shout out to everybody that comes in here and buys some boxes, and everybody likes to rip cards because there are home runs in there. Sometimes you take your L, but that was really cool for us to see yesterday. My jaw was on the ground. It was awesome. I was so pumped for him. The next thing that we're going to do, the next segment, is going to be really cool. So similar to the way that SportsCenter, you know, got well known for finding the best plays of the night and making that a thing where people wanted to go watch a top 10. Something that we're going to do here with Bets and Breaks is every night I'm going to kind of look through all the live breaks, or probably early in the morning because I'm an early riser and people break late at night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of roll through the internet, all the big breakers, and I'm going to look for the top 5 hits throughout the hobby. So we're going to be able to talk about those hits. So if somebody pulls a 1-of-1 card out of here, or somebody like the other day pulled the Bronny James 1-of-1 gold vinyl 15 minutes after the product released. And we'll talk about those types of things here and catch you guys up on that. Another thing I like to do, and this will be really quick, it'll be a minute or two, but you see these collectibles all around me here. That's something I'm really passionate about. And as I think, you know, people evolve and, you know, they do little shows like this where you have things on your shelf and stuff like that, collectibles become valuable. And as technology changes too, with the blockchain and verification and all that stuff, receipts being digital and creating digital collectibles, I'm really interested in the way that the collectible market is going to be moving. So I thought this would be a cool piece to add in here. And so we're going to have a collectible catch up. And basically that's going to be a minute or two rundown. And I'll basically pick a collectible, like if we were going to say about this Cause figure right here. This released on, you know, Valentine's Day of 2023 this past year. It dropped for $180. The market value is around $350, which is almost 100%, you know, ROI on your money if you bought it. And just things like that. So I can show you guys where there's value in little things like that. It doesn't always have to be sports cards, but it'll be really cool to kind of integrate that into here for people that like alternative assets or like taking calculated risks and that kind of stuff. And then the fun part of the night will be, or the show could be, you know, a segment called, we're thinking about calling it Juiced. I'm still playing around with the wording of it and what that segment's going to be. But basically, it's going to be the best lines of the night. So Joe and I are going to kind of dissect our favorite things. Joe's a big football guy, so obviously on Fridays we'll talk about the next, you know, Saturday college football lines, the Sunday football lines. On Mondays and Tuesdays we'll kind of recap and talk about NBA. We'll recap the NFL and the college football weekend. We'll talk about the NBA lines coming up the next couple days, that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to make 3 picks. Joe's going to make 3 picks. We're going to keep a record and we're going to have fun with it. And again, this is designed to build a community around people that enjoy watching sports, that like to throw a little bit of money on the game. And again, we talk about gambling with money that you can afford to lose, and it makes the game fun. I never want people gambling money that stresses them out or could potentially hurt them long term or put them in a financial situation that wouldn't be great for them. So again, gambling's meant to be fun, and that's the reason Joe and I are going to make these picks. We're going to keep it light, and we're just going to kind of just use our sports knowledge and what we think about certain things and put them out there. And you guys can, you know, chime in. And as this show grows, I would love for people to give us their input and their stuff, you know, and see what people think. And at the end of the night, we'll make a fun parlay that'll get us to plus 1,000, and that'll be our lottery ticket of the night. And we'll see how many of those we hit. And again, we're just going to have fun with it. It's nothing serious. We're not going to go in-depth, crazy on analysis, you know, and all that stuff. But if we see something we like, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to throw some money on it. And we're going to have some fun.
On that note, I have my 3 picks today.
Let's go. All right. Is it college football?
Yeah, of
All right.
course,
That's
yeah.
good. Is this part of the? Is it going to be part of your guys' 10-second runoff thing?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's the same one I always do on
Let's go.
Fridays.
I love it. Let's go.
All right, so I have Ohio State minus 8.5 over Rutgers. That's minus 330. It's teased. Rutgers I think they've only lost one time against the spread, and the spread is 16.5. So drop that down to 8.5. Ohio State is number 1 in the first college football playoff ranking, so that's very interesting to me. We have Utah minus 3.5 over Arizona State rather.
Okay.
Arizona State has a decent defense. They played well against Washington a couple weeks ago, but Utah they play a different brand of football than Washington. They're very smash mouth, gonna run it, gonna control the line of scrimmage on both sides, and I don't think Arizona State is powerful enough to handle that. Lastly, Louisville minus 2.5 over Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's just been bad all year. Meanwhile, Louisville they dominated Notre Dame. They've been playing really, really well. They just shut out Duke last week. So, we can get them to win by a field goal. Feel great about that.
Yeah, I like it.
I get you to plus 124.
All right, a little parlay action, 10-second runoff. I'm going to be honest with you. This was put together because I'm getting ready to go out of town. My older sister it's a birthday, and hopefully she's not watching this because could be a surprise, but I don't think she's watching this. I didn't put it out there. But I'm going up to New Jersey, so I'm getting ready to hop on a plane, but I wanted to get this out there. I wanted to announce the changes. I wanted to show Joe and I doing our thing. I'm going to pick one thing for the night. I'm just strictly looking at lines. So far since the NBA season started, my parlays have been hit or miss, but I've been relatively strong on just straight game picks. So I like the Bucks to win at home, but they're really struggling against the spread right now. And I kind of like the way the Knicks are playing, and I kind of want to take the Knicks plus 5.5 at Milwaukee. So I think that's going to be my first pick, but honestly, I don't know if I'm not putting a pick out there today. I want to start this off right. We're going to go with the 10-second runoff. Joe's the G in college football. You really have only missed 3 picks throughout the year, right? You do a 3-pick parlay and you tease stuff and change the points, and you really only missed a handful of things, right?
So we are 4 and 5 on the year because we put out parlays. So we've had 5 parlays miss, 4 hit, and I think we've missed 6 total picks.
Right. So 3 times 9 is 27. So what'd you say? How many?
We've missed 6. So we're 21 for 27 on individual picks.
Ooh, all right. I like it. Yep. And if you guys don't love the parlay, mix and match it a little bit,
Yeah.
Pick which one you want. But overall, Joe does a lot of research. And again, if you guys haven't checked out his 10-second runoff, it's an incredible college football show. He does it for about an hour and a half on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. That's live here as well. So again, and it's not just LSU, it's not just the SEC. He breaks down the whole college football spectrum, and he loves it and he's passionate about it. So I'm riding with you today. Or
Love
I guess tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I'm excited about the new look of the show. And again, if you guys aren't subscribed, please do that. Please share it if you like gambling, if you like collectibles, and I will see you guys on Monday.